So today I wanted to tell you guys my Vitiligo story. So oh my gosh, like I hate when I record and then like the camera like you sort of kind of flips your face. I hate when that happens. I don't know why it does. Before I found out that I had vitiligo or whatever, I was learning how to ride a bike. And I fell off my bike and I fell on my knee, so I thought that's what it was, but it turns out it wasn't a scratch. It was something permanent. So I went to Children's Hospital in Birmingham, and they diagnosed me with vitiligo. And my granddad was like, well, is it a cure for it? Can we do something to, get it off of her skin? It wasn't a cure for it at the time. So my granddad asked, is it going to spread all over her body? The doctor was like, it's going to spread. It's going to show up in different spots. And sure enough, it did. So, when I was in elementary school, I remember like it was yesterday, I had a spot right here. And my eyelids, oh my God, my eyelids were covered in vitiligo. So it made it seem like I had on eyeshadow, but I really didn't. Like the rest of my face was black. Like I don't know if you can imagine it, but the rest of my face was brown. Not black but brown. But anyways, so then my hands, like they wasn't fully, white as they were. Like I had little spots or whatever. Like I just had little spots in my hand, and it made it seem like something was wrong with me, which it was, but it wasn't contagious. But when I started school or whatever, people treated it as it was contagious. I remember, I'll never forget, I had this one boy that said, don't touch me or don't touch anything because it'll spread. Like your skin will spread. Like I don't want your disease. I'm trying so hard not to get emotional because that was in the past, and I try not to live in the past. But that day it hurted me so bad to the point where I wanted to. Well, I'll take that back. I thought about committing suicide. It got just that bad. I was bullied throughout elementary school, and I can tell anybody today elementary school was the worst experience I've ever had. There wasn't anything good about elementary school except for the awards that I got. And I got a chance to redeem myself when I performed at the talent show. I sung a song by Sierra. I forgot what song it was, I don't know. But that's when I showed off my talent, and people, got off my back about my skin. But the next day, or to the back the next week or whatever, they started back bullying me again. So my middle school years, I'll take that back, my 6th grade year, I went on Google and I tried to look up some ways that I can get rid of vitiligo. Like I wanted to completely cover my whole face up. So when I went on Google, they were like, just use foundation. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use it. So at the time when I was in elementary school, when I was in middle school, it went from only right here to up here was covered, and it looked so weird at the time. And people, like, I had friends, but not as many as I thought I had, So, and at that time, half of my hand was covered. It was like right there. Was it right there? Yeah, it was probably about right there. And my arms wasn't as covered as it was. Like, I just wanted to cover it up, so I got foundation and I covered it up. And when I covered it up, I looked like a whole nother different person. And I'm trying so not to even get emotional about it. Like, my nose is turning red. But I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, why do I even try to hide it? Because it's something that I have to live with for the rest of my life. Like, why try to hide it? And at the time, I thought I was the only one in the world that had it. I thought I was the only one. But it turns out it didn't. Well, I didn't. It's hereditary in my family. And I didn't know anything about it until I saw one of my cousins on my dad's side. He has it all over his face. And when I seen him, I'm like, so, that's where I get it from. It skipped one generation, then it hit me. Then my mom has a little bit of it. It's not as much. You can't really see it because she uses foundation and concealer for her stuff. But she just only has it like little spots like up here, but it's not visible, not really. So, back to the story. Besides my skin or whatever, it came down to my body. And I had a middle school crush. He called me beautiful. He basically told me things that I wanted to hear. Which, you girls out there, you know how it is when you hear something you want to hear. But I'd rather hear something that I don't want to hear rather than what I want. So not only in middle school, I started developing, breast and, just to start developing curves or whatever. And middle school is when you sort of kind of find out things about your body that you didn't know. That's when changes start coming. And that's when you know that you're starting to become a young woman. Or to my young man or men that's out there watching, you just start to develop, you just start to becoming just a young adult. Let me just put it like that. So that's when I started figuring out my body, and I started figuring out that, I had a butt, I had, these, and, I just, started developing my body. And on top of that, I was plus size, so I was very self-conscious. Like, at the moment, I had low self-esteem. And, some guys tried to bring it up out of me, or speaking of my crush, tried to bring it up out of me, bring me out of my shell, but they were trying to bring me out of my shell basically a way that I didn't want to be brought out. And on top of that, we were too young. So, anyways, so I tried to cover it up with a jacket. It still wouldn't help. I wore loose pants. It still wouldn't help. I was still poking. So I was really going through the changes then. But yeah. Okay, so back to the skin part. So I had so many people come and tell me, or come and ask me, did you get burned? What happened to you? You have Michael Jackson skin. I mean, oh my gosh, like, it drove me nuts. Like, I'm not even joking, like, it drove me completely crazy. I was hearing it every day. And then I would have, little kids, looking at me And when I go into the daycare to get my little cousin or whatever, I have these little kids come up to me. They'll come up to me and wave. And when they wave at me, they'll do my skin like this. And then they'll look at their hands and go like this to see if they see my skin on it. I'm not trying to get emotional. I'm not trying to. And it doesn't necessarily hurt, but I'm like, why did they do that? And the little girl that did it, she's not the only one that has done it. So really and truly, when it comes to me growing up, well, yeah, like when it came to me growing up or whatever, I had a pretty tough life, and it wasn't easy to just, go walk around and be the average person who had regular skin or whatever. It was difficult. I was questioned every day of my life on what I had. Was it spreadable? Is it curable? And at the time, it's not curable. And now, like, they found a cure for it, but I don't want it. Because I know inside and out that I am beautiful, and nobody's gonna change that. And when I went to the doctor, I want to say about a year ago, my doctor asked me if I wanted to completely bleach my skin. And I looked at the doctor, and I was like, no, I don't want to bleach my skin. I want to have my skin take its time and lose its pigmentation. I don't want to go ahead and go so fast into it and bleach it. I want to walk around and let everybody see God's creation and how He made me. Because even though I have vitiligo, look at me. And I'm not bragging, but I am beautiful. And when I discovered Winnie Harlow, which is my role model, she sort of kind of brought me out of my shell too. Because when I found out that she was a model, and I've been wanting to be a model ever since I seen her modeling. Like, I totally adore her. Like, she walks around with crop tops or whatever, and she has vitiligo on her stomach, and it looks so cool. Like, she has, like, half her stomach is white, and I love it. And she walks around with crop tops, she wears shorts, she wears bikinis. I love it, and she has the perfect body. Perfect. And to be honest, I still have people ask me today, did I get burned? And I don't get mad anymore because, hey, just let it go. I just let it go. Like, I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? I might as well not even trip about it, because they're going to ask me that every day of my life anyway, so the day I die. So I might as well just go ahead and live with it. So my advice to people who has vitiligo, or to anybody, just know that you are beautiful. You are beautiful, especially in God's eyes. Be thankful of how God created you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else, because that's where I messed up at. That's exactly where I messed up at. I used to want to be these skinny girls who had the hourglass shape with the, big booty and the perfect size chest or whatever. I wanted to be that person, but you know what? I'm not that person. And I have to take that and tell myself, hey, you're beautiful the way you are. Yes, I'm plus size. Yes, I have curves. I have everything else a girl has, and I'm proud of it. So once again, to my guys and girls, you know what? I'm gonna start with my girls, or my young women. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. Don't let anybody, I mean anybody, tell you otherwise. To my boys out there, to my young men, or all men who's ever watching, you're handsome. Don't let anybody tell you you're not handsome. Not all boys are gonna be muscular. Not all boys are gonna have, the perfect beach body. It doesn't take a beach body and muscles. It doesn't take all that to get a girl's attention. It's all about what's in the inside. And what girls look for nowadays is not about what it looks like out here. It's all about their personality and how they carry themselves. And the same thing for the girls. You don't have to have a booty. You don't have to have chest. You don't have to have facial reconstruction or whatever. You don't have to have implants or whatever. Love yourself. Because think about it. What if I had implants? What if I had, something to make my lips, I wouldn't be right. Well, I take that back. It wouldn't be right. Because I changed something about myself. But today's society, they judge you. If you say something out of the way, like you say something you didn't mean, when you make the other person mad, or let's just say you're friends, if you make one of your friends mad and they go off on you, listen to every word that they say, because every word that they say about you, that's how they actually feel. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. If they tell you something out of the way, they tell you something that they said they will never say about or bring up something or whatever, that's not a real friend. Real friends, they'll go back to their other friends and talk about you to the other friend, and then next thing you know, they're in your face again, smiling in your face, thinking everything is a-okay. It's not okay. That's fake. Like, guys, wake up and smell the Folger coffee beans. So that was my vitiligo story, and I hope you guys, vitiligo / weight story, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be posting soon, so see you guys later, and stay tuned, and remember, you are beautiful regardless of what anybody else says. Love y'all.